I want to share with you a few ways that you might organize your Gmail inbox. So if you've been having a lot of emails coming through and you're not sure how to deal with them, or you just skip over them and they get lost, here's a way that might help you sort that. So the first thing that you might try is going to settings and then going to settings again. That brings up a variety of things. The one that you might look at first is this inbox, and there's this inbox type, and you're probably on default, but there's these different options right here. So important, unread, starred first, or if I do priority inbox, that gives me the options of doing a few different types and making it kind of a hybrid thing. But unread first, basically that will put my emails that are unread on the top box, and then another box will be everything else. Important first, it's gonna look at different things for how important it is, depending how I respond to it, or if it's directed towards me rather than a group or anything like that. I could star emails as well, and that will also keep them in this category, but just a way to divide that up. I personally like sticking with the default, but you can certainly try one of those other ones. The other thing that you'll probably want to do is start labeling your emails. And that was great for kind of organizing and categorizing them. The great thing about labels is that they're not restricted. An email isn't restricted to having one label. I could put as many labels as I want on there. So I've made a few labels right here. Admin, all staff, some different things right here, so just some different categories. And then if I have a subscription to something, like they're sending me a newsletter or anything like that, I've created these as well. So there we have that. And that's really my favorite thing, and I'm going to show you how you might use those more effectively. So I'm going to go back to my inbox here. What you'll notice in my inbox is that I have a couple of emails that have these labels right here, like elementary and tech and admin and high school. I have a couple that don't have any labels right here as well. Okay, now I have the option here. If I could drag this email over into one of my labels over here, and that will add that label to it, and it will also archive it. Archive just means that it's going to get it out of this main inbox right here. So rather than deleting it, where I won't be able to get it later, I can archive it, get it out of this space, but still be able to search it. Nice thing is that there's this little archive button right here. So another thing I can do is if I'm in here reading an email and I see, okay, I want to add a label to it. Well, I have this labels button right here, and I can add multiple labels right here. I can even create a new label right here. Once I have it labeled, I can click the archive button and get it out of here. And then it'll take me to my next email, and I can do that as well. But I want to show you one, for example, like this one from noreply@google.com. This is what I do. I have a few filters set up so that when I get certain emails, certain things automatically happen to them. And if I click these three dots right here on this message, I can filter messages like this. So it's from noreply@Google, and that means anytime I get an email from noreply@google.com, it's gonna do something with it. So another way, if I just wanted to filter any email from google.com, like let's say I'm getting a couple different newsletters from a subscription company. Sometimes it comes from joe@google.com, and other times it comes from nancy@google.com. If I put a star right here, that's just a wild card. It means that anyone at google.com, it doesn't matter who it is, I'm gonna filter that. I'm just gonna undo that. I'm gonna click search. Oops, sorry. That was incorrect. Okay, I'm gonna click create filter. Now I have some different options. I can skip the inbox, archive it. That means that it will never show up right here. It'll just get removed from here. It'll still be in my inbox. I could still search for it, but it's not going to be in here. I can mark it as read, and I can do a variety of these. I can mark it as read, so maybe I keep it here, but I mark it as read. I could star it, or this is what I usually do right here. I will give it a label. So this is going to be automatically labeled as Google. I could choose to delete it, never send to spam. I could always mark it as important, categorize it, a variety of those things. And while I'm doing this, I can apply this filter to previous ones as well. So there were some other emails that I got that had the same email address, but I could apply it to those as well, so I don't have to go back. It will add it to my Google filter. I'll click Create Filter right here. And you'll see it gave that Google filter right there. And if I go back to my inbox, you can see it's right there. So that's one way, and then I can archive it. So doing that allows me to get to what's called inbox 0, where I don't have anything. So here's one from Krista right here. Okay, I've read that. Okay, I don't need to respond to it, so I'm going to archive it. And this one, there's something I need to do. I could archive it if I don't need to respond, but I want to keep it here for a moment. This one, I know I have to get back to this person, but it's not pressing right now, so I'm actually going to use the snooze button. And I'm going to say, come back later this week. So that's going to pop up later this week and kind of remind me right there. So if you do that, you can really clear out a lot of these things and kind of make it very clean so that the things that need action are right here and make you more efficient. Then makes it really easy to search for things, because I can just click on my labels right here and find all of these different things right here. So I can just find them really easily. And then if I ever needed to see one of these newsletters, they're right here and I could go get them. If you don't like having all your email out of here, you can always click these three dots right here, and you can choose different label colors so that this is all color coded as well, and that will make it kind of more visual. So maybe you have something like you add the label, I don't know, like need to respond or in progress or something like that, and you give it like a red color. That means that when you came to your inbox, you would see all this stuff that's in red, and that means you need to respond to it. And that would kind of be a visual cue for that. But I really recommend starting to archive emails that you don't need anymore. And if you're really like way behind on this and like, I don't know if I could ever catch up on this, you could always search through your email. You can click the little drop down arrow over there, and we could search within a date right here. So we could search for, if I want to search for everything from November 1, I want it within a year, so that's going to be November 2018 through 2016. I could search for that and archive those as well, just to kind of get them out of the way.